Right, I thought I could do it, but I can't. The hood's going up. So yeah, I am pretty hard on myself. Actually, no, that's a lie. I'm very hard on myself. Let's just put it this way. I'm still a beginner at self-love. I'm very good at loving other people. If I love you, I will love you hard. Not like that. So yeah, I mean, practicing self-love is something that I am pretty bad at. I've spoken about this before. It's no secret. And I kind of thought, if I vlog it, if I kind of show you the things that I'm trying to put in place in my life behind the camera and that have nothing to do with food. Yeah, in this vlog, I'm going to show you what I eat as well, because I know you guys always enjoy that. And obviously, what you eat is a massive pillar in your mental and physical health, and it is a form of self-love to nourish yourself properly. Yeah, you know, what you nourish your body with, what you send down the chute, is just one of the many pillars that one should have in place in their life for, you know, better mental and physical health. And I feel like a lot of people still focus on, well, I know a lot of people still focus on just like the perfect diet, and they're trying to attain something that doesn't even exist. Like the other factors that are just so important, like friendships, relationships, love, family, community. For me, a big one as well, and I mentioned this in a previous video, and I was actually surprised that like you all agreed with me, because I thought it was kind of a weird one. But for me, touch as well, physical touch. If I go a couple of days without physical touch with someone, I notice that I go down. Yeah, I just dip. So yeah, there are many little things that I'm working on in order to be better at self-love. Like I've said many times, I am my own worst enemy. I know where my behaviors come from. The way that my mind has worked in previous years has been like, you only get rewards, you only deserve certain things if you achieve a certain thing on a daily basis. And whilst that can help you to get far in life in certain things, and it will for sure make you work hard at whatever you're doing, it can also be your biggest downfall, because it can mean that you can neglect other parts of your life, which I've most certainly done for many, many years. You know, even though I look after myself well in terms of what I eat and how I exercise and socializing, etc., there are other things, and especially internal things, which I still struggle with. And like I said, this vlog is going to hold me accountable. This will be episode 1 of learning to love myself, etc. So feel free to join me on the journey if you're also someone that needs to improve your self-love. Yeah, even like the tiniest things, like for example, I'd usually just like have the quickest shower at the gym and rush home, start working on something, but now I'm forcing myself to get home, have a long hot shower. Like, I know it sounds stupid to some people, but like a nice long hot shower for me was something I'd only reward myself with if I had achieved something during the day. But it's like, no, Miles, force yourself to have that nice long enjoyable shower every single day, because you do actually deserve it, because you are human. I know it sounds very simple, but I know some of you get it. I know I share a lot with you guys in terms of like lifestyle, what I eat, hanging out with friends, etc. What I don't show is what goes on behind the vlog. So essentially today is a vlog behind the vlog, and then maybe in future I can make like a vlog behind the vlog behind the vlog, and then it could be like a vlog behind the vlog behind the vlog. Okay, you get it. I know a lot of you wouldn't assume this, but I am actually an introvert. And when I tell people that, they seem to be very confused. I don't know if it's because of the way I present myself in my videos, even though I definitely thrive and definitely need to be around my friends and family, and you'll see a lot of them in this video and later, etc. Because the relationships in my life are basically what keep me sane. But at the same time, I, as an introvert, need my own time to recharge. I'm someone that can't recharge around other people. However, on the flip side, when I am alone, that's when sometimes I don't treat myself the nicest, and I'm way too hard on myself. It's almost like I'm trying to retrain my mind like a child again, which to be honest shouldn't be pretty hard, because you all know that mentally I'm still like stuck at the age of 12. So anyways, step 1 and 2 of the day was going for a nice swim, which for me is very therapeutic, and then having a nice long hot shower. Step 3 is making a very delicious and nutritious breakfast, so let's go to the kitchen. This is my go-to lazy breakfast, like honestly 4 or 5 days of the week. So in here I put peanut butter, about 2 tablespoons, 2 tablespoons of hemp seeds. What else did I put in? 3 dates for that caramel sweetness, a scoop of the raw cacao Vivo Life protein powder, and which isn't like very dark chocolatey, it's kind of more like a mild sweet chocolate. But when you blend it with stuff like this, Bomb. What else did I put in there? Oh, ice, because I am not about to drink a warm smoothie, even though it's cold outside. And almond milk. Yeah, this is actually very thick, so you have to suck quite hard. So yeah, like I said, I don't want to make this video all about the food, but obviously, self-love, you gotta eat well. Like, you all know, like, what I eat, I show you in so many of my videos, and that is such a realistic example of how I eat. Sometimes I wouldn't present my food like that, but like, it's the same kind of stuff that I would eat, right? Essentially, all the same stuff goes down the chute, just in messier form, you know? If I'm being really honest though, when I go into an editing hole, which I'm actually editing today, not this video, a different one, I can sometimes say, for example, I'll go to the gym really early, I'll get back, and I'll start editing at like 8 AM, 9 AM, and I can go into such a trance of, it's almost like my perfectionist mindset comes back, and I'm like, I can't do anything until I finish this. I'm not gonna move until I finish this. And I honestly fall into such a deep hole, even though I'm really enjoying what I'm doing, because I do really enjoy, you know, production and editing, etc. But I can get into that hole and I can stay there for about 8 or 9 hours. The thing is, I will do this, and I've done this consistently since I've been on YouTube, and I'll do this without realizing it. For me, it feels like 5 minutes, but in reality, like I said, it's been like 9 or 10 hours. It can get to like 6 PM and I haven't even eaten anything. And then to make up for it in the evening, I have to do like the 10,000 calorie challenge. But what I'm saying is, like, clearly that's stupid. That's something that I struggle with mentally, because again, it comes back to that point of like, I can only reward myself with something, even though I don't see food as a reward anymore. I feel like I'm in a very good place with food, but it's not about the food. It's about not allowing myself to do anything until I have achieved a certain task. So what I do now, what I force myself to do now, and what I'll be doing today, is taking a break. It's like 11:30 AM now, and I'm having this. What I'm doing essentially is, if I do have one of those days where I'm so entranced with my work, is I will set an alarm on my phone every 2 hours. So that's exactly what I did just now after my shower. I did a little bit of work on my computer, set my alarm, time for breakfast, and I'll repeat this throughout the day. So next time my alarm goes off, I'll go for a long walk at the fields at the back of my house. I'm so lucky to live in a place which is near a city, but behind my house there is the most beautiful fields and apple and pear orchards. I know that these things sound so stupid and almost like childlike, but that sums me up, stupid and childlike, right? No, I know these things are very basic, but for me these little things are so relevant because it can make such a huge difference to my mental health at the end of the day. If I have, you know, done a full day of just working on my computer, and then number one, not nourished myself physically enough, number two, not being outside in nature, which in my opinion, nature is just one of the most healing things in life, and we all need to spend more time in nature and disconnected from the things, the distractions in life, like phone, computer, you know, all the things, just all the things. I've talked about it before, but a big thing for me with self-care as well is also now knowing my body so well, knowing that if I eat like a very carby, low-fat, low-protein breakfast, I will just be hungry every 5 minutes, and I won't be able to concentrate on what I'm doing. For me personally, if I eat a breakfast that's much higher in protein and healthy fats, it's just like balanced, mentally and physically balanced, can go on throughout my day and get shit done. You know, also speaking of self-care externally, a lot of you guys have asked, what products do I use? Are all of the products that I use vegan? Things like shampoos, toothpaste. To be very honest, I use very few products because I have never put anything on my face, on my skin, and I never will. It's my firm belief that you do nourish your skin from the inside out. I'm not saying that if you have skin issues that you shouldn't address them with external, is it topical, atopical? You know what I mean? With like doing other things, but for me personally, I don't need to do that. So it would just be very wasteful if I was to buy products to put on my face when I have no problems with my skin. But one thing I will always have in my bag, because you just never know. Like, I'm sorry, but I am not someone that smells. I'm just not. Obviously, there are those times when you're on the tube, when you've just come back from the gym, or when you haven't showered yet and you might be like a little bit sweaty and stinky and you want to go shopping before you shower, then yes, I do use deodorant, and this is the one that I use. Firstly, let me just say, this video is not sponsored by this brand at all. They don't even know that I am putting this in the video, and I bought this product myself. So yeah, this is the vegan cruelty-free deodorant that I use, and it's so, I used to use those really harsh things like Lynx, which, yeah, they smell nice, but they also just have so much unnecessary crap in them. So yeah, for those of you that wanted to know, I do buy very few products, but in the last, I would say 4 or 5 months, all of the products I've bought are from this brand. It's called Haoma. I hope I'm saying that right. You guys know, the things I put in my videos, like and give them a 10 out of 10 or a 0 out of 10. They're always just my honest reviews, especially with the nut butters, etc., which I buy all myself. None of them are sponsored. If I tell you that a product is good, it's good. I'll leave the link to this company down below. It's just I love to support things that I actually believe in and actually use, so yeah. So anyways, I just can't ever get enough of the frothy bits on top. Oh, and also I showed this in my last video, but for those of you who didn't see it, I do now take an omega-3 supplement. I wasn't for a very long time. And I explained in my last video why I'm taking this now. This is the one from Vivo Life. And all I do is, can't even f***ing open it. So yeah, this is the omega-3 that I use, and all you do is take a little bit, squirt it in your mouth. And it kind of tastes like lemon. In fact, it only tastes like lemon, but it's good in smoothies as well. Anyways, I'm gonna get back to a bit of work, and then I'm gonna set my alarm for a couple of hours, and then I'm gonna go for a long walk down the apple orchards, and I'll take you with me, so see you in a bit. I know it sounds so stupid to have an alarm to remind you to do normal things. But baby steps, guys, baby steps. Later on, I am gonna pick up my little Aslan from school. I know so many of you guys have asked, like, why is he not in my videos, etc. anymore? And to be honest, it's more to do with his real parents, as in my sister and my brother-in-law, are just, you know, not too sure about overexposing a child on the internet. So yeah, for those of you that don't know Aslan, if you haven't seen my older videos, he is my son in spirit. I'll always think of him as my own son. Obviously, he's actually my nephew. But the reason we have such a deep connection is because, I mean, yeah, since the day he was born, I changed his nappies, watched him take his first steps, picked him up every day from school, took him to clubs, taught him how to swim. He has been such a huge part of my life. It's funny because even though you would think like he's the child and he would need me as that kind of parental figure more, but in reality, I think I need him more. And now that I live 45 minutes away from him, I don't get to see him every day. And I don't know, honestly, I know this might sound a bit deep, but considering I've had such a huge role in his upbringing, it is almost like I don't get to see my own child every day, and it really does affect me a lot, well, emotionally, and I was gonna say emotionally and mentally, it's pretty much the same thing. It does affect me a lot mentally if I don't see him at least 1 or 2 times a week. So today, later on, I'm gonna pick him up from school. You guys are gonna get to see him, how much he's grown, and how much he is still literally my twin. He's such a little sassy version of me. It's so funny because even when they're not in season, he insists that I buy him fresh strawberries when I pick him up, so. Normal Miles doesn't take breaks. Normal Miles would just sit there for 10 hours straight, won't move until I've got done what I need to get done. And I know it sounds stupid to have to kind of plan a walk when fresh air and nature is just part of being a human, but I'm guilty of it, and I'm sure some of you are guilty of it too. So yeah, like even on those days when I fall into that trap and I have something like a completed task to show for it at the end of the day, by that point in the evening, I'm just so mentally frazzled that I just want to shut off. I want to isolate. I don't want to see friends. I don't want to see family, which is obviously just not a good thing for my mental health, because like I said, I'm an introvert, but I need to be around people that I love or I cascade, you know what I mean. Again, I know it sounds stupid, but like one of the most healing things for me is just throughout my day when I'm getting very anxious and very sucked into something, is just to say, Miles, breathe. Just breathe, just get outside, get out in nature, even if it's just for 10 minutes, breathe and just breathe. Alright guys, so in this bowl, kind of a fall inspired bowl to be quite honest, well, because of the pumpkin and the cranberries, but apart from that it's not. Alright, so at the base of this I have got a couple heads of romaine. You guys know I just cannot live without my greens, especially my romaine. It's a daily thing. Got some other leafy greens in there too. And then I roasted up this butternut squash, which in my opinion is just the most underrated vegetable, because when you roast it, gets like even 10 times sweeter than sweet potato. Yeah, so I roasted that together with some red onions, which have caramelized really nicely, just in a little bit of basil infused olive oil, salt and pepper. Then for some protein, I've got some edamame beans, big dollop of hummus, some good creamy avocado. Now we are ready for the grand finale. Guys, I haven't had any tahini today. Like, I'm actually feeling a little bit shaky and deficient and traumatized. And do you know what? Part of my self-care, part of my self-love is eating lots of tahini. And as always, this is the good runny Arabic stuff. Do you know what, guys? I know a lot of people don't like this Sabra hummus, but it's my absolute favorite. Not the original. It has to be the red pepper flaked one. And happily apply to face. Cheers. So good. Look who it is.
Meat, butter, strawberries.
Good old straws.
Yep.
You just live for straws, don't you? Straws. Would you like to tell your fans how fast you are? What's your record for 100 meters?
About 15 seconds.
15 seconds?
Yeah.
Rubbish.
I'm 10 years old.
If you took over my channel, do you think people would notice?
No.
You don't think they would notice?
No.
Alright, also, who got the highest score in the whole school in their 11 plus exam?
Obviously me.
A little king in the making. So you should all know by now that my favourite thing to do in the evenings is to get together with the people that I love to eat some damn good food. I know I show eating out a lot in my videos, but realistically, it's like 1 or 2 times a week, max. But anyways, on this night we went to a vegan place called Vantra, which serves the most beautiful and healthy vegan curries, soups, stews, salads, smoothies, juices, the whole shebang. And actually, if I'm being honest, after a weekend at London Veg Fest last week, where me and the rest of the Vivo Life team basically ate junk food non-stop for 3 days, my body was actually craving all of the whole foods and colour that Vantra offers. And honestly, the flavour of the food at this place is just out of this world. Even though most of it is kind of slop, it's good slop, you know? And yeah, it's kind of buffet style, so you serve yourself and then weigh your plate. Obviously mine was the heaviest and the most expensive. Yes, it is always a competition. And just to ruin all of the healthiness, my friend Robbie from Plant Based News turned up with this massive vegan cake that he had made at some event that day, and we all just thought, fuck it, we're diving in. You know, all about balance. Honestly though, the cake was bomb. It was kind of like Victoria sponge with layers of jam and like a really sweet frosting. It was so good, I just couldn't stop. I had about 3 huge slices and I'm not about to apologize for it. I do know that I'm so blessed and lucky to have such amazing like-minded friends, and for me, just chilling with some good food and talking into the night is always the best medicine for the soul. Anyways guys, as always, I'm sending you all so much love, and remember to work on that self-love too. And I'll see you on the next video. Laters.